A calm courtroom grows tense as Judge Raquel West reopens the long-delayed case of Jared Matthews, a former soldier turned convicted felon. Once free on bond, his past is returned to trap him. Now the trouble stretches across state lines. But when he takes the stand to ask for mercy, one startling fact in his history changes everything.
Mr. Kimler, real quick, let's go back on Jared Matthews. So, again, you are Jared Matthews, and Mr. Matthews, get back to my, get back where I need to be here, hold on. It's cause number 23, DCCR 1211, and Mr. Matthews is charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon from September 13th of 2022. Mr. Kimler has filed a motion asking that I reduce his bond, and bond is currently set at $30,000. It looks like, is that correct?
Is that right?
Mr. Kimler?
I think it was more than that. It's 100 is what I thought.
So it was initially set at 30. So let me see here. $100. Okay. So I wonder why.
We'll take 30, Your Honor.
Sure you will. I'm just looking at, okay, so apparently back in September of 2022, there was a bond set, and then I guess Mr. Matthews made that bond.
Then he went to custody in Louisiana and stayed in custody.
And when he got back, it was reevaluated in a bond set at $100,000.
Right.
So I have and will take judicial notice of the court's file, including the probable cause affidavit, the magistration documentation that was used at the jail, and also the public safety report. Mr. Kimler, you may proceed.
Your Honor, I suppose the initial bond was $30,000, and then, of course, he accrued the cases in Louisiana, was in custody on the next court date, so was unable to make that. I don't think there's been any type of intervening circumstances from the time that he got the $30,000 bond and now that would warrant an increase in the bond other than just being out of state incarcerated.
Well, that we didn't have the public safety report system back in 2022, so I'm sure the new magistration process, that magistrate looked at the several pages that are included in that.
I'll just let Mr. Matthews address the court, and Your Honor, he can explain his current
Raise your right hand the best you can, please, sir. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead.
Can you explain to the court what your current situation is as far as your living arrangements, where you would be residing, and what your plans are?
I still stay in Lake Charles with my mom. From when I bonded out here the first time, I never missed court. I never failed a drug test or any of that.
But you were in custody in Louisiana for something between then and now?
I caught a charge prior to the charge I caught out here.
Okay.
This is my most previous charge.
Most recent.
Most recent charge.
And what was that charge?
It was a convicted felon with a firearm charge.
Jefferson Davis Parish, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was your sentence?
4 years.
Okay.
I was in the military 7 years. I kind of have a little PTSD. I was going to dental appointments.
Jared begins to share his story. A veteran battling PTSD, He swears he never missed court and only wants another opportunity to prove himself. His lawyer pleads for mercy, saying that the 18 months he already spent behind bars should matter. Still, as the judge studies his criminal record, one chilling truth seals his future before he even realizes it.
Before I got incarcerated.
All right. Anything else?
It's a 4-year offer, Your Honor. He's wanting to try to get probation, so I would like to try to get him out, maybe to get established a little bit to show that if we come back on a contested sentencing that he could do the probation. Is that what you need?
Yes, sir.
Did we have a hold on him when he was in?
It's my understanding, Judge, and the reason for the offer being, obviously you see the offense date is quite
Right.
old. He should have had a hold at some point in time. I obviously appreciate his military service and will be willing to work with him on that. My problem being is that he's not a resident of this county.
Right.
Well, for
So,
Veterans Court, right? But I
Right.
think we could transfer the probation.
well, I guess I mean, if he wants a probation, that's one thing, and that's up to them to offer that. If he has been incarcerated for most of this time, then we can make that, even if we didn't have a hold, I can make a finding that we should have, and if you get that documentation on how long he was in custody there between the time of the indictment, nothing before the indictment,
Right.
but the time of this indictment and now.
We put a hold on pre-19 24.
Okay, so obviously it would need to go back if he was in custody, but I would need documentation of that. And so I don't know if that's something you guys want to take into consideration.
And that's what my notes have reflected, the credit for the time that I was anticipating we would have had a hold, because he's been in custody at least 18 months now.
Right, which, I mean,
He's asking
he would have enough time under his belt. And I understand what he's asking, but I don't know if y'all want to visit about that.
I've explained.
Opportunity.
He wants an opportunity to do probation, so.
Well, that's between y'all then. And so
Well, it
then,
could be a
all right, back to the bond.
It could be a
So,
gap, Your Honor.
look at one more thing real quick. I mean, so here's the thing. He's obviously a convicted felon, picked up an unlawful possession of a felon over in Jeff Parish, picked up another one after that over here. So at this time, based on all of the information that I've received, again, from that public safety report as well as the criminal history, the facts of the case, I'm going to deny the motion to reduce the bond. You guys can visit about any options, and then we'll get it set for an announcement.
Yes, sir. I'll
right.
try to maybe figure something out.
All right, thanks.
We'll talk.
The hearing starts with the usual formality, but tension quickly rises when Judge Raquel West calls the name of Jared Matthews, charged with illegal firearm possession by a felon. What starts as a simple plea for bond reduction turns into an emotional reckoning. Jared's lawyer argues the first bond was fair, only $30,000, before it suddenly jumped to $100,000 after his custody in Louisiana. Then Jared speaks, his voice firm yet tired. He explains he served 7 years in the military, suffers from PTSD, and is trying to rebuild his life. He swears he never missed court, never failed a drug test, and just wants probation, a chance to prove he's more than his past. For a brief moment, compassion stirs in the room, but the judge's focus remains rooted in hard facts. She reviews the public safety report, old convictions, and a trail of repeat offenses. Each paper she flips feels like a sentence closing in on him. Even his honorable service cannot outweigh the repeated gun charges, one in Louisiana, another at home. As the silence deepens, her decision is firm and final. Bond reduction denied. Freedom slips away under the judge's steady gavel. Jared lowers his head. The soldier within remains, but the man bears the weight of his choices. In the end, Judge West's ruling carries a painful truth. Redemption is never earned through words alone.